Hello, I'm Rogerio Favilla. Yeah, I'm here to talk with my friends of the outside world, of the English speakers that happened the tragedy in Rio de Janeiro. They completely burned to the ground of the National Museum that had entire collections, about 20 million artifacts of paleontology, zoology, ancient Egypt with the mummies. We had Etruscan, Roman, Greek, Native American rare artifacts that were turned to ashes. And this is really sad day. But before become a museum of science and research and everything that now turned to smoke, it was the Imperial family house, called Imperial Palace of the Bragança Orleans Bourbon family. And here there, the statue of our last emperor, Dom Pedro II. His grandfather, Don João VI, escaped from the Napoleonic Wars in 1808, and came from Portugal to here, escaping from the Napoleonic armies. And he said when the General Junot arrived in Lisbon, the only sign of the king were the ships away, leaving the Tejo River in direction of the Atlantic, where they came to here. It was due to the Napoleon had settled the continental blockade against England, and Portugal disobeyed and kept making trade with England. And Napoleon got pissed off and sent an army to invade and capture the king and his family. But he was smarter than Napoleon and came to Brazil before the armies of Napoleon reached Lisbon. And came here and he basically founded Brazil. He broke the banks, the press, he broke the universities, the science academy, libraries, schools, university, and all that make a civilization worth. And then, after basically 1 century of residing there, almost a century, in 1889, the family was exiled by a coup d'etat made by some militaries, officers, and the coffee farmers that were against the freeing the slaves. His daughter, Princess Isabel de Bragança, in 1888, signed the abolition of slavery chart, and since then Brazil was freed of the institution of slavery. Thanks for the imperial family that really was abolitionist, liberal abolitionist, and they had to fight during many years to convince the parliament and the society that it was necessary to give this step against this horrible institution of slavery. But that's it. He left, he was expropriated, and eventually it was turned into the National Museum that you all loved and respected. It was part of my youth. When I was young, I used to study in a school not far from here, and we used to come after the school. Me and my nerd friends, we used to come here to spend the day among the fossils, the animals, the mummies, and the statues and everything. This used to be a place where people come. It's a big park, a really big park. Quinta da Boa Vista, it's called. And when I was young, we used to have concerts over there, in that valley there. We used to have some classic concerts with the orchestras and stuff. But now all we have is lost memories. Lost memories. I'm really in grief for the researchers that they have lost everything. They have lost years and years of study, years and years of research were burned to the ground. Not only collection of stuff, but a museum is a research center. More than 2,000 researchers pass through here for the graduation and upgrading their profession, their careers. So it's a place where thousands and thousands of students and researchers and scientists have been through the years. 200 years of history burned to the ground. Really sad days. It's a disgrace of negligence. It's a disgrace for our politicians, for everything. You know what? You know how much was spent for keep this every year? $500,000. Yeah, you listen well, it's not to $500,000, $500,000 a year. And they are making stadiums that nobody uses. They spend billions in the World Cup. They have spent billions in the Olympic game, make up buildings and works around the city. Make up. Everything now is ruined. Everything now is ruined. It's a sad day, sad day. I'm really sorry to show you guys. So we still have the hope, the statue is still standing. Like a phoenix bird reborn from the ashes. It's our time to do something about it. We cannot lose for the barbarians. The barbarians are not already in the gates. They already took over the society. So we have to get rid of them and bring back the civilized world to our culture. That's what I have to say for now. Thank you for your time, thank you for your attention. Thanks.